It's been about 6 months since most businesses in Portland had to shut down because of the pandemic. Now, many of them have opened back up with new safety measures in place, like required face masks. But what about the businesses where you can't wear a mask, like going to get a facial? A local woman has figured that out. Kathleen Boniface has been an esthetician for over 20 years.
My purpose in life is helping people feel good about their skin, and my clients are my family.
But on March 9th, she had to close the doors to her business, Boniface Skincare, in Northwest Portland.
Because I'm 63 and I've had some health issues, and I wanted to make sure that I had a way to practice and feel safe. So I started looking at sanitation and PPE immediately.
But she quickly realized nothing really existed that would keep her and her clients safe when coming in for a treatment.
I started looking into different barriers, and I came across an intubation box, which I bought, and that's used in hospitals, and I thought maybe I could use that.
But it just didn't work.
The armholes were too high, it's very robotic, wasn't functional.
So she decided to come up with something on her own. She reached out to a plastics company, started working with the designer, and went back and forth for months with drawings and prototypes.
And we ended up with this basic pyramid design. This design allows me to bend over my client to have a wonderful conversation and not share any aerosols.
It's called the Boniface Aerosol Barrier, or BAB for short.
This device gives an extra added protection for both the practitioner and the guest. And I feel safe using it, and I probably always will use it.
So that's me, as the guest. And once I laid down and closed my eyes, it really didn't feel different at all. There are a few differences when you walk in, like getting your temperature checked and putting on sanitized flip-flops and a disposable mask. Okay, I'm ready to go. But honestly, it's just some of the extra steps we've all gotten used to by this point in the pandemic.
I see no difference, and my guests have been actually very happy that I've taken the extra care to make sure that they're safe. It's my most urgent priority, is the safety of my guests and myself.
Safety in a time that there's a lot to feel unsafe about in the world. But there's also a lot of creativity happening in this tough time.
I think in the midst of this disaster and this pandemic, we've seen what human beings are capable of, and that's pivoting and ingenuity and creativity. And that is what gives me hope for our futures, that we have people that are endeavoring to create ways to exist while we are living through this pandemic. And I feel really good about what I've created.
Now, Kathleen created this for her own use to keep her and her own clients safe, but she's also selling them for any esthetician who wants to get safely back in business. So if you're interested, you can purchase one at bonifacesskincare.com.